What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Gyminist pod. We are at Azuri Lounge and I've got my good friend Ayden Rogers, who I've only spoken to in this kind of length. The first time, I'd say. We've spoken like briefly before and we've never really had like a full-on conversation, and I've seen what he's doing in the online coaching space, with the content space, with basically everything. In the networking space as well, because you did a marketing kind of workshop, didn't you? So tell us about that marketing workshop, please.
Yeah, so basically, obviously, I started my own business when I was 19, right? So I dropped out of school, got me redundant, then lockdown hit, got me redundant.
What age did you lock?
I was 18 when lockdown hit.
You were 18, and then when did you drop out of school?
17. So I dropped out of college.
Yeah.
So I dropped school, education, whatever. Dropped
what
out
were
of
you
college.
studying?
Sports science.
Didn't enjoy it, or you just thought you'd see a different path?
Do you know what it was? Like, the way my brain works, if something is easy, I'm just like, forget it. I don't want to do it. Like, I'm not asked. Like,
okay, so you've always been driven. You always wanted the difficult kind of challenges.
Yes. So like, in school, for example, like I was turning up to college and I'm getting on track to get like triple distinction star, whatever it is, like the top grades.
Yeah.
I'm getting distinction stars on every assignment, and I won't even turn up to college to my lessons because I'd already, from being like 14, I'd been studying sports science. Like, when all my friends at partying and getting up to whatever they're getting up to.
Yeah.
I'm at home.
As you do as a younger.
But I'm at home on YouTube, like studying, just like, because I'm just I just got obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Because obviously when I got into boxing, I got obsessed with all that kind of stuff. And
we're going to touch on the boxing side of things as well. I'm really interested to know about that. So
then at college, I was bored. I was like, you know what, this is too easy. Like, if I want to go back, I can go back at a later stage.
Yeah.
Dropped out, decided to I got a job, wanted to focus on boxing. Lockdown hit, no boxing, no job. And then it was I just got forced into being an entrepreneur. But I'd always been entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, I did the hard way and spent my own money invested in different mentors from like London, Dubai, all these different places.
And how much did you spend investing on mentors?
Probably like 30 grand up to now in total.
30 grand. Yeah. I've invested like over a third of that.
Yeah.
These mentors ain't cheap.
No, they're not.
They're not cheap, but to where you want to get to, like, would you say that 30k was well spent?
Yeah, 100%. Like,
who made the biggest difference?
Probably the first one, which was it was called the OT, so the guy called Adam Haley. But like, it was a team, it wasn't just him. Obviously, he started it.
Yeah.
But and then also a guy called Kieran from TMP. He's sick. I don't know if you've seen his stuff.
No.
Total Mental Performance. Kieran's sick. He's basically a business. Again, it's Total Mental Performance, so he's a mental performance coach. He's basically a therapist for business owners. But like, he's very good with like I said, ADHD, like that kind of like whatever, struggling to focus, being productive. He's sick at that. What I liked about Kieran as well, he boxed for GB. So I related to him on like multiple fronts, you know what I mean?
That's what you need in a mentor though. You need to have someone that's sort of been through what you're going through now.
Yes.
Just so that you can progress and sort of think on like his kind of path as well.
Yeah. So then I went through all that, and then basically said I spent all that money.
Yeah.
Like doing it the hard way, made money, lost money, like gone through all the shit you could possibly go through.
What's the biggest L that you took?
I've not really ever taken a massive
which
L.
One hurt?
But
which
like,
one hurt?
I've never taken a massive L where I've invested in a mentor and it's not been good. I've never done that. But I just mean from a perspective of like trying to run your own business.
Yeah.
1 month you'll make thousands, and the next month you'll make nothing. So it's like, and it's sometimes like you think, I'm an idiot. When I was young, I thought I was I'm a footballer. Yeah. Because I'm making all this money and I'm like spending it because the next month's gonna be even bigger. And the next month's like all your clients drop off and you're like, like your head just
some
gone.
Ghost you, some just like I can't afford to like pay for you. Some just like okay, I think we're done now, and you don't take account for these things as well. So I completely get that. I've been there as well.
And like I had my initial client base as well wasn't, because my marketing wasn't good. And again, this is why I did the marketing workshop, because my marketing wasn't good. I was attracting shit clients, and so then they then were not paying. Like even to this day, there's people that owe me hundreds, thousands of pounds because they just refuse to, like, they sign a contract for work for so long that have not paid it or they've whatever. So it's like,
do you do yours like paying full, or do you do it more monthly recurring?
Both. So I offer it, if they're paying full, it's cheaper. Obviously, if they do a monthly contract, then it's more expensive, but they're tied in for, it's either a 4-month minimum commitment.
Yeah.
They're tied in full.
So I was going to ask, like, if you're doing that and there's all your hundreds and thousands, have you not got like a system set up where it's an automated payment now?
I do. Even then I had it, but obviously people just like block the payment from the bank
cancel
and
the
stuff.
direct
Like
debit, yeah,
it's not even a direct debit. My payment charges the card, so you can't block a direct debit. But they'll just call the bank and like block these payments from coming out, and so they'll do stuff like that. And then you can take them to court. Like technically,
but you're not gonna
like,
waste all that time.
yeah,
and you'll end up spending.
you
a
can.
lot
To be
of money.
fair, you can pay a company. It's like 30 quid to send them like a warning notice,
Yeah.
and that will scare the shit out of them, and it will make them pay it. You get me?
Have you ever done that?
No, because I just thought, you know what, I'm not arsed. Like, if you don't want to pay me, then I just think I ain't got time. And at that time, to be fair, when those people didn't pay me, I was getting that many clients that I was just like, I don't need the money anyways. You get me?
Yeah.
But
It's still not ideally the situation that you want to be in. But then again, I suppose the big takeaway from it is you kind of know what to expect from certain people that sign up to you now.
Yeah.
I bet you've got like a really good idea of their character when you're talking to them in that half an hour, 45-minute sales call or whatever. So
yeah.
what's your what's your outlook now? Like, can you judge a person as soon as you speak to them within the first 5-10 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Within,
so it's a lesson then.
Within within just the DMs, like if you're chatting, because obviously, someone will see your content, then you'll start speaking in the DMs, then you'll obviously book into a call. You can tell in the DMs whether someone's going to be serious or not. And sometimes people, they seem like not serious, but then they actually are. Like some people are just weird, like they just don't say much. Like usually if someone doesn't give you a lot of information in the DMs, like they're not very talkative, usually they're not going to sign up. You know, they're going to complain about how much it is and all this kind of stuff. Whereas someone's very open, being very transparent, telling you everything because they want to tell you as much information as possible, because the more information they tell you, the more you can help them.
Yeah.
So and use it so that it shows that they're invested if they're like that. But yeah, some people, if they're blunt in the DMs, or if they ask for price in the DMs before getting on a sales call, you just know that
that's big.
they're not serious.
Do you DM people every day, or do they end up popping up to you? Like,
do you know what?
In the process of DMing people?
You should. You should DM people.
I need to learn from this, by the way, because I do not DM people.
You should DM people every day. I don't now because I'm kind of shrinking the fitness business. Like I haven't really been putting out a lot of fitness related content,
which I've noticed.
Yeah, because I'm doing other stuff, and I'm trying to kind of transition into more like mindset coaching and stuff like that. It'll all come together. There'll be an element of fitness to it, but I'm changing my business right now, and I'm working on other stuff like the marketing masterclass. I'm now getting more into business coaching.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of did the marketing masterclass. And that
so that was the main question then. So what made you do the masterclass, and how did it go? And what did you want people to get out of it?
Yeah. So like I said, I've invested a lot of money and time and effort trying to market, not working. And that's if you're trying to build a business, the most important thing is marketing. Like if you haven't got leads, you can't make a sale.
Absolutely.
Like one thing I've noticed is I'm very, very good at sales. Like if I get someone to book a call or submit my application form, I've got like a 90% conversion rate. So like from that point, like if someone gets on a sales call with me, more time they're signing up. And a lot of the time they'll pay in full.
I'm going to test you on that then.
do
a little test on that.
So my sales process is very, very good. And then when I've applied that to I've been mentoring some other friends, and it's worked for them. The same stuff that I've implemented, it's worked for them. So then I thought, obviously I'm trying to go into business coaching. I'm in the process of actually setting up a business school. So that's like a big project that I'm working on.
Yeah.
But before I get the investment for that, I'm just trying to kind of prove the concept, there is demand for it, which is why I did the marketing workshop. It's look, a lot of business owners in Sheffield don't know how to market. Marketing here in general is poor. The council's marketing here is crap. Just marketing in general in Sheffield isn't. People aren't very good at marketing in Sheffield.
No, they're not.
And so I do marketing workshop, help people out, and then also it provides me with some leads for the business school, coaching leads. Obviously, some people now have signed up to work with me for me to help improve their marketing, their content, and their sales process.
Okay, so how many did end up to sign up for that one then?
So only one person so far. It's only this week, obviously.
And how many people showed up?
14. But so I offered.
That's still pretty good to say that. That was a free workshop, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a free workshop, and you got one sign up out of that.
Yeah.
That's for me. That's levels.
But probably more will sign up. They just haven't got back to the booking, the calling yet.
Yeah, and bear in mind this is your first masterclass as well. So guaranteed, you're going to be doing another one next month then.
I'm probably going to do them every couple of weeks.
Every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You're going to be pushing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to do them a lot because I got everyone. Got such a good response from it. So I'm gonna get everyone to like write a review, and then I'm gonna start pushing it. A lot of the ones I had were older people as well. I'm gonna try and get more younger ones in it as well.
Yeah.
But literally anyone, because what you have is that you have a lot of older people that have businesses who they just rely on word of mouth, and so they built decent business, but it's all on word of mouth. They don't do any social media marketing, and so if they did, they could potentially 10x their business because of that.
I noticed anyway, like with your content, you were starting to improvise a lot more, and I like that kind of thing. Even the one with you're wearing the white shirt, you've got the tie on your head, you've got the whiteboard as well, and you're writing that like there was a full body workout that you were giving. Just explain, look, if you've got half an hour only to work out, go, this is what you should be doing. That kind of content, I thought that is wicked.
Yeah.
That's what you need to see more of as well.
Yeah.
Just being able to make things that seem so complicated, just really simple step by step. And I reckon a lot of people screenshot that workout.
Do you know the content that's doing the best now, and you'll see it if you look at my socials now, it's storytelling. So if you tell your personal story, like all the ones around like boxing and like me saying I lost my first fight, I didn't want to do this fight, they've all get 20,000-30,000 views and gain like all those videos have gained like 200-300 followers from each video.
And that's why I've decided to start this podcast as well, because I want other people to get their story out. Because I attended a dynamic presentation kind of thing, and the whole purpose of that was getting a 4-minute storytelling, so like frameworks to follow. And that just goes to show that if you show your story more, you tell your story more, there's going to be a lot more people that resonate. Even though you might think that there's going to be no one to resonate, there'll be so many people, and then they'll reach out and be like, I kind of like what you're about. They get to know you on a more person. How many online coaches do we know that are in really great shape, but barely talk on their stories, barely post content about them talking about what's going on in their We see the food. Not many people want to see the food. We see the training, we already know you train hard. But what do people know about them? We don't really know much. And I keep telling people this as well. You have to get your story and your personal life out there. Obviously, you don't have to go in detail. But like with you for the boxing. So I noticed you started your IG account in 2020. So that was just when lockdown started. Was that your first IG account?
No.
Or?
But this is the first one that I've posted any like fitness content on. Before that, I just had like, I was a teenager, just had a
normal generic
account.
Yeah.
And then obviously lockdown, I started posting like TikToks and Instagram, whatever. And then I got a decent following on TikTok at the time. I had like 30,000 followers in like 3-4 months. But then I deleted the account because it was just basically just full of bare gal that just fancied me. I don't know bothered about that.
Oh, listen, this guy's a light skin, blue eyes. All right. That reminds me. I don't know if I'm baiting you out here. So tell me about your crush.
My crush.
Who's your crush?
My crush. Who is my crush? I don't know.
Who's your crush?
I don't even know who my. Do you know who I'm talking?
She's famous.
Who? I don't know,
the
man.
One that you both
I have a few, man. You on about
the athlete?
What's her name now?
Alexis
Holmes. Yo, she's bad.
Nah, she's beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. I seen her. I was like, I can see why he's taking a liking. So listen, if you're watching, chat to my boy.
That's my type.
Chat to my boy. He will wife you up. It's funny as well.
I like them black stallions. Blood.
Yeah.
That's my type. Tall, strong, thick leg,
athletic,
brown skin, athletic.
Yeah.
Love them, girl.
I was going to say something inappropriate, but let's keep this PG. Let's keep this very PG, man. Okay, so the masterclass went really well. So, did you get started into PT/online coaching in 2020, or were you doing it before then?
No, I got it in 2020. So I started like coach people, like PT people in the park, like when you weren't allowed in gyms, all gyms were locked up. I had a little trolley that I used to like carry around all the equipment with, like to take it into the park and that. And then so I had a few clients doing that literally. It was just hustling, man. And then I got a job at a boxing gym, a new gym that was opening on Ecky Road. It was called Box Bar.
Oh yeah, that's next to that pub, isn't it?
It was underneath Wildcard.
Yeah, I know what you're on about.
Yeah, but it's shut down now. But so I was working there, and then I met a guy in there who was doing online coaching, and then I said to him like, "Oh, like how's this online coaching thing? Like I've never heard, whatever."
Yeah.
And then he told me I'm doing it through this mentor, like he's teaching me everything that I should be doing. And I just thought, it sounds like some pyramid scheme. Like, what do you mean some guy online is like going to help you? Because back then, online coaching and
It wasn't like a
mentorship,
public kind of thing.
like,
People were just kind of privately doing it.
Yeah, no one really knew about and online mentors and all this. Like, only thing you knew about online mentors back then were all them like Forex traders that were like scamming people and shit. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's
so
it.
then I just thought, this sounds like some pyramid scheme. Anyways, 6 months later, I ended up leaving that gym, but then I ended up going back. Because basically, I had beef with the manager, so then I left, and then when he left, the owner asked me to come back, so then I went back for a bit, but then I ended up leaving again. But
yeah, because you need to do your own thing. Obviously, you're not going to stay there for a long time.
yeah,
So.
but it wasn't even just that. I enjoyed the gym and I was passionate about working there. But because when I go into something, I treat it like it's my own thing. You know what I mean? But the manager, they just didn't know what they were doing. Basically, like they didn't really know, how, and it showed because guess what? The gym's not there anymore. You know what I mean? Like the owner, lovely lady, like she was sick. I didn't have no problems with her really, but she had a lot of the team that she hired to run the gym and like was trying to help build it with her. It just wasn't the right people in there, and I kind of expressed that. But obviously, I'm 19-year-old and they're all 30 and 40 and whatever. Yeah. Like who's listening to a 19-year-old?
Stuck in their own way. So all right. So let's say that you were running the business. It's your place. What kind of people would you have hired instead of the ones that were working there?
People that actually know what they're doing.
Like what then? Let's go into a bit of detail about it.
Because
so let's start with receptionist. Okay, what would you change about the receptionist?
there's nothing wrong with the receptionist, but the management wasn't there. Like, again, no disrespect to the owner, but it was a box. It's called box bar. So you do like boxing, and then also bar, which is like it's like a mixture of like yoga, Pilates, and ballet. Like it's like a fitnessy like.
So it's like a hybrid kind of thing.
Yeah. Like, you know, trying to hold yoga poses and trying to hold ballet poses with weights and stuff. Like it's a bit weird, but doing that now. Obviously, I'm the only one there who'd actually. They were all PTs from Virgin, all the other staff basically. There was other girls that were. Yeah, but there was other girls there that were dancers. Who actually, so they know what they were talking about as well. But in terms of like. Trying to fill all the classes had like 2 and 3 people and maybe 10 if you were like on a good day, and they just didn't know how to market, how to price it, how to run the sessions. And then obviously management is saying one thing because he's the sales manager at Virgin. It's like anyone can sell memberships to Virgin because people come to Virgin. You don't need to sell
Virgin's
to them.
the whole package.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like Sky, you're just gonna get Sky.
Right. You don't need to be a good salesman to sell Virgin. So he's like raving about being sales manager at Virgin, but he was getting no sign-ups for the gym. So then, obviously, the classes are low because he don't know how to sell and market the place. And they're trying to like rely on us. They basically hired all like good-looking staff, hoping that would just be enough to like sell the place.
It will to a certain extent, but then customer service goes even further.
But even that, I think people overestimate how like looks. Obviously, if you know how to market and you have the looks, yes, because it's more Instagrammable. It's more. But if you don't know how to market, you can be as good looking as you want. You're not going to get anywhere.
It's even like I've seen the best looking guys that can't approach females. Just don't know how to talk. But then I've seen like men that like under 5 out of 10, bless them, and they can go up to any girl and they can talk to them like they knew them from yesterday. And it's so easy for them, and they're the ones that's going to attract more. So it's the same with business, with where you're working as well. Like if you don't know how to communicate properly, you're not going to be able to attract more people to come.
No.
It's like how many people would you go up to in that gym and just have like normal conversation? How are you doing today? Or what are you training?
To be fair, it wasn't even that because the gym wasn't like an open gym, it was only classes. So you had to book a class. So if you're not...
Wouldn't you talk after to the clients?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Imagine, I'm assuming that they weren't doing enough of that. Because that's what you kind of have to do, just so that you can get the retention back as well.
I don't know what they were doing, honestly, because I wasn't involved in the sales side of it. Like I said, they were just kind of trying to post stuff on social media. Everything was a bit all over the place. And and obviously they tried to open a gym in the middle of lockdown as well. Like so, that
was a flipping effort in itself.
Yeah, opening and then closing with the restrictions and all that kind of stuff. So there were a lot of factors, but like I said, the owner, bless her, she had like accountants that screw her over. The managers kind of screwed her over. Other staff kind of screwed her over. And so there was a few things there in it, like.
Oh, bless her. I hope you're still in contact with her. She seemed like a lovely lady as well.
To be fair, I've not spoken to her for time.
Well, today's your sign to just reach out and say, look, I hope you're doing well. I hope things are going well. And, You know, it's just nice to get that message from a random stranger that you've not spoken to in a while as well. Especially if someone treated you good.
Yeah.
So,
of course. So then I met a guy there anyways. And then he was in online coaching. Then I basically spoke to him again about 6 months later, and he said, oh, he's doing like $4,000 a month online. So I'm like, I'm interested as a mentor. What do you mean? So then I just spoke with the mentor.
Yeah.
The mentorship was...
This is your first mentor, yeah?
Yeah.
That you got.
The mentorship was $450. You basically does a 2 cold close. So you speak to him first, and then you spoke to his sales guy who closed you. So he like pre-qualified you. Yep, I think you're a good fit. You speak to the sales guy, he closed you. I just said to him, I don't even need to speak to the sales guy, just sign me up. It was £450 a month, at the time. It's more now, but it's £450 a month, and I had like £450 and 75p in my bank account at the time. I just said, you know what? I just paid it, and I just thought, right, got to hustle now. Like, otherwise I can't even afford the next payment. You get me?
Yeah.
Then within like, I think a couple of weeks, signed up like 2 free clients, which paid for the next month, and then it just.
So how did you attract from what takeaways did you get to sign up with 2, 3, or did you just do your own thing, get the clients, and then just make sure that you had that payment for the next one?
No, the fundamentals of business I learned from that mentorship.
Yeah.
Like in terms of the systems that you use, how you market, how you write your copy, how you sell to clients, the sales scripts, everything. Like the guys who run that were sick. Like I don't think there's another online coaching mentorship. Can't speak.
Mentorship. Yeah.
Online coaching mentorship.
Yeah.
That is as good as that one, to be honest. Now, I don't know. I left a while back. Now people are leaving, and it's going down a little bit because I think they're focusing a lot on just money rather than like personal enjoyment.
Yeah.
I think they're focusing a lot on like they just want their coaches to make as much money as possible.
Yeah.
And
that's not what you're supposed to be in the game for. It's like you need to be. If you're an online coach, and I say this to people as well, you need to make sure that you love doing what you do.
Yeah.
If you don't love doing it, if you wouldn't do this for free, then you shouldn't be doing it for money.
Yeah.
Because this business is gonna hurt you differently. You're gonna have them nights. I'm telling you, because I've been through this myself, where you're just gonna flipping put your head into a pillow and just flipping have tears coming out because you don't know where your next client's gonna come from. You don't know when you're gonna be able to pay the bills. You don't know if you're gonna be able to pay the bills. And if you can tolerate all that, bear in mind you're gonna get multiple nights like these.
That's every business as well.
Yeah,
that's
it is every business. Yeah.
But it is like online coaching, like, or any service-based business like that, like I said, where you run it through social media, it is and that's why the marketing's so important, because you've got to know when your next lead's coming in, and if you don't, then like I said, it's stress. But also, again, going back to like enjoyment, that's kind of why I'm changing it now, because I've been in online coaching for a bit, and like I said, with like how I am, ADHD, whatever you want to call it, it's got boring now, like just doing fitness, because it's basically like my clients now, I've got to a point where I've niched down so much that my process is like, the blueprint is the same for every client. So it's like, and just do this, and it works every time. So it's a boom, boom, so I just tell them what to do. And the clients I have are so easy, like,
they just follow the plan.
They just follow it.
They
just do it, because I've refined my niche. I found a niche which they respect my authority, and so what
that's the main thing. Is just having that leadership kind of mentality where people will sit down and think, right, if this guy tells me to do X, Y, Z, I have to do X, Y, Z. And if he doesn't, he's going to shout at me and I'm not going to like that. That's what all online coaches should be like, but you don't get a lot that have that leadership kind of mentality.
A lot of business owners are like that. I was speaking to the lady that come on board with me to help with her marketing, and it's because when there's this thing of like the customer's always right. That's bullshit. The customer's never right. They don't know. They're not the expert. You are the expert.
To stop you from saying what you really want to say and then making things a bit hostile, which it is going to get a bit hostile sometimes.
Yeah, but you know, like when you run your own business, like I would say, like my clients pay me to be their boss. They are not my boss. They are paying me to tell them to do something, not the other way around. Like they don't tell me how to coach them. Yeah. They're paying me to coach. So when you're a coach, it's different. It's like I pay my boxing coach, but my boxing coach tells me what to do. I don't tell my boxing coach what I'm going to do. No. You know what I mean? So it's
they're
like,
not under your thumb. That's
right.
The thing.
So you have to be in a position of authority, which that comes from your marketing, it comes from your sales calls, it comes from your onboarding process, it comes from how you coach your clients. Like, don't let them run shit. And so you have to be like I said, that leadership, that role model, that authority in the space. If you're not, you're going to just attract shit clients. They're not going to pay you on time. They're not going to do what you want them to do.
And they're going to complain about the plan.
Right,
that's not
complain
working.
About everything. Which is a tip for this as well. Charge more. Just always charge more. If you think you're charging enough, charge more. just always charge more.
Until you get to the point where it's too much and then you're noticing that there's a common theme. That's when you're like, okay, maybe you're charging a bit too much.
Yeah, just all, like I started, so I'm charging 250 now.
Yeah.
When I was charging like 100 and then 150, I was charging 100 depending on if they paid up front or not.
Yeah.
When I was charging 150, like even the client's difference between charging 150 and charging 250 is massive. Like if you get someone to pay 250, they're invested. But even now, like I will still get people sign up. Like I've had people sign up and pay me for 4 months up front, which I charge 900 quid for.
Yeah.
So it's like slightly cheaper than if they pay like
£100 off
225. Yeah, basically. And they pay me 900 quid and then I've never heard from them again. And I'm like,
that is silly. That is silly
people,
money. That
you just passed me $1,000 for nothing. Like you've not done anything. I'm following up with you. You're not responding to my messages.
See, these are clients that, like, as much as I'd love to make more money, I would not want them kind of people to be on my plan. Because I'm not in it for that.
No, because you want, but it's not only that. Like, all right, yeah, I've just been given money, but you want the results and the testimonials that grows your business, and you want to have an impact.
That's the main thing.
You know what I mean? So, so that shows you should charge even more than that. Then, so if someone can pay you 900 quid and not give a shit about it,
and that reminds me of someone. I was speaking to this other, bless this guy, he's called Callum, and he was saying that there was one guy that charges based on their salary. So he'll always ask him, look, I need to know that you're going to follow this plan to a T. Now, if you're making a set amount of money and I charge you a set amount of money, you're probably going to think, oh, this is cheap and I'm not going to stick to it. Yeah. So you need to kind of hit them where it hurts, where it just stings the wallet a bit and they're like, right, I've paid this much, I need to put in the work.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't actually think about this because you are working with like high networking kind of people now, aren't you? I can imagine that you've improved your niche that much that you're working with people that are making like the 40s, the 50s, the 60 kind of grands.
Yeah, most of my clients are probably on like, I want to say at least 40 or 50 grand a year. Minimum.
So what's 250 to them is nothing.
No, it's not. It's not much.
It's nothing. But this is where obviously you have to package out what you do, and you have to make it apparent. You need to be like, okay, look, you need to stick to what I'm going to say. If I charge you what I charge clients that aren't making as much as you, you're not going to do half the work that they're putting in. So I need to charge you based on the amount that you're earning. If people agree with that, they agree with that. If they don't, then they don't want it bad enough. That's the thing.
No, that's a good idea. If you can sell that to people, that's a good idea.
Yeah. If you be honest, honesty gets you up.
It'd be interesting to see what his closing rate is on that with that.
Oh, it's pretty good. It is pretty good. I didn't ask because I didn't want to get too into details about it because I had like a lot of people to talk to at that point. But when he was explaining that to me, I was like, okay. So if I'm going to be working with people that are earning like 10k plus a month, 250 is going to be nothing. It's going to have to be. I know one person that I'm at a big business event, so I've got the sheet there. He said that he can charge 25k for 1 year. And I was like, how can you charge that much? He's like, I only work with high level networking people. Because when people come up to me and they ask me, what do you do and who do you work with? It's like, you can't afford me, man. And that kind of that's kind of reverse psychology. That's where people are, I kind of need to know what he charges because if he's only working with them kind of people, maybe he's got like a community now that's got all these high networking people and then people pay to get into that as well.
Yeah. Is he just a fitness coach?
Mental fitness, like went full on monk mode, like went to Thailand for a bit as well.
Yeah. It's more like a life coach.
Yeah. So this is like not even someone that's just going to get you into shape. It's someone that's going to basically bulletproof your mentality.
Yeah.
Bulletproof. Hopefully, just push you further in terms of where you want to get to in life as well.
That's more like the route that I'm probably going to transition my business down. Because I noticed that one thing I enjoy the most is the psychology side.
I'll give you his Insta. He does post quite a few bits of content anyway.
That's like the route that I'm going to go down. Like, even with my clients now, like I said, training in terms of training programs and diet programs, like, and this
that's
is what,
there.
like, what everyone more or less can follow the same training plan and the same diet plan. Like everyone thinks that, oh, tailored, personal, customized, and like online coaches try to sell that, like, oh, yeah, it's tailored to you. Like, obviously we have to change the exercise maybe based on the equipment in your gym. And
you already know
where you're
kind of where it's gonna happen. Like you've already got that roadmap, and you're like, okay, you're scheduled to lose this much this week. By week 6, you should have lost about 6 to 8.
Right.
But bear in mind as well, there's a saying I can't remember how it goes. Your net worth is your network is your net worth. So who you know will matter more in the end than how much you earn. Because if you've got millionaires in your circle, guaranteed you're going to get business propositions that are just no one else is going to be able to get them. If you to one day go broke, guaranteed they're going to be there for you. As long as you've been on it with them and they've been on it with you, you'll get to where you want to get to in no time. So this is why I'm trying to get into all these little circles and just get to know more of these people. Because one little bit of advice that I get from them is going to push me, make me think completely different. And it's already happened this year. That's why I'm doing so many flipping workshops. I wanted to come to yours as well. But unfortunately, I'm still a bus driver, so I kind of need to still do that. But I am going to be turning up to one of them.
There's a lady there, actually, she just has gone on board with big business.
Yeah.
Because she said if she didn't sign up with them, she would have signed up with me.
Yeah.
Because what is big business? I'm not even...
So, social media monetization.
Okay.
So they're just teaching you about all of the skills that you'll need in order to monetize your social media.
Is it down in London? Based down in London?
So there's Adam Stott, and who basically runs it, and then he's got like quite a few millionaires in the circle. Like there's James Francis, who does a lot of the seminars, and I'll show you some of his actually. I've got him on school.com because I've invested a bit more, and that's more to do with the dynamic presentation. Like I want to be able to do a 90-minute presentation. Now that there's frameworks to do it. So when you were doing your marketing workshop, you had to write down each topic. You had to have your slides ready, just so that you could keep on topic and sort of stay on point with it. If you didn't structure it all, it would have been all over the place. So this is basically the same thing. I'm going to be running mine as well. So this is why it's going to be interesting to see what conversation.
The framework that you basically follow. And this I learned that again. This from my first mentor.
Yeah.
Basically, whenever you're doing any content, the framework pretty much is always problem, solution, call to action. So
there's always got to be a call to action.
It's
as well.
always like highlight problem or highlight a problem or a goal, but that then you'll always then highlight the problem. So you might do goal, problem, solution, call to action, but like now it's transitioned a bit differently where you can play with the call to action where you put that. Basically, you want to always put the call to action after value. So when and value doesn't necessarily always need to be like actual value, like advice, educational stuff. It might just be that you told a joke and then you made them laugh and now you ask them to follow you off the back of it. Like that's worked well for me. Most of my call to actions is after I've told a joke.
Yeah, because I know you're quite funny anyway. You've got quite a comedic kind of personality.
Yeah. So
hard working as well, but very comedic. Yeah.
So like I'll always try and put my call to action after a joke, or like I'll make my call to action itself a joke.
Yeah.
And then it like, because if you make someone laugh or smile, straight away like, it's like the same, what they say about gal, like, if you make, basically, if a man can make your gal laugh or whatever, that's his gal now. Or, you know, like them kind of thing, like that. Same sort of thing.
It's like you kind of got them now.
Yeah,
so
like if you, like whenever if you're trying to chat to somebody, if you make them laugh, straight away it breaks the ice, like it makes
So an example of this could be, how could I put this into an explanation now? So into a scenario. It could be like, so who wants to know about how you can market your own thing and make £250 out of it, or maybe £1,000 out of it, or 10 grand, depending on what your price range is. Someone puts their hand up. So yeah, if you sign up to my plan, then I can tell you what it is. And then that's like, oh, okay. And I've noticed many people use that and then get some giggles out of it.
Yeah.
It's like just something similar, simple like that. So.
Yeah. Like you can do stuff like that, or even just like the way that you say things. Like in my presentation, when I pitched to work with me on the marketing, I just said like, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I'm not looking for, and
I sort of see where this is going.
Yeah, so I said this is what I'm looking for, this is what I'm not looking for, and then I said, and what did I say now? I said,
come on,
and if you don't want to pay me up front,
then
cool, don't pay me up front. We'll work on percentage wise instead. So I'll take a percent of the sales. But if you want to keep all the profit, then pay me up front what I'm asking for, and then you keep all the profit. But if you don't want to pay me up front because you don't trust me for whatever reason, I'll work for free, or then I'll take a percent of the sales. And I just said, because if you don't make money, then I don't deserve to make money, so I don't want your money. So like,
that's how quite a few businesses do it anyway. It's like, I'll work with you for free. It's like these compensation people.
But to be fair, you don't, you know. Like some people might offer that, but not a lot of marketers will offer to do it for free,
not
and
necessarily
then take a
marketers.
percentage.
I'm on about people who do like compensation because no win, no fee.
Yeah.
That's basically the same
but a lot of
thing.
marketers, that's something. But a lot of marketers won't do it because they're not actually confident that they can deliver. You know what I mean?
And you're fully certain now that you can do it.
Of course.
That's it. So listen, be on the lookout for that as well. We'll get his in story to end the podcast just there. It's going to be uploaded next week and the one the week after as well. Yeah. Comment if down below that you want to see more. Let me know what you thought of the first half an hour of the podcast. It was an hour and a half, Just wanted to keep it short and sweet. Next week we'll be getting more, but the more you guys come in, the quicker I'll post it. So yeah, stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that. Have a nice day.